So it's a Saturday night, and old me, single mama, overworked, hustle culture, high achieving, I would have dealt with drinking, going out, partying, and pretty much that song Escapism by like Ray. It's fairly spot on. And when I speak about everyday alchemy, I don't just talk about the way that things look different. I'm talking about the process to create change. And one of those is the simple, just taking care of our own space is literally like casting spells. The hypnotic rhythm that we just operate life through is one of the biggest spells we have. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to just film it, and there's insights to be had. I'm going to upgrade my area here. And my intention with that is to make it flow easier. I've been the hyper organized person in the past and allowed a lot of chaos and detangling to the ways that I've approached everyday life, and doing that whilst also, making money for the family, structuring the family, holding the emotional capacity and center of the family, each individual and as a whole, and realizing just how many of these systems are holding a maintenance, just the maintenance of the way I would like my life to look every day. And it's so interesting because I grew up with knowing and knowing the maintenance required for a house, and getting married and having my own family and children. That showed me a whole other element of maintenance if I wanted to live like within the environment that I wanted. And though I wasn't able to create the emotional environment that I wanted, I was able to create through some of those spiritual systems, being so highly focused on the church, I was able to create heaven on earth still. Like, I have moments, and most of my time during that was really good, and then I also couldn't ignore that there were things that were really not good. And I guess that's the deliciousness that is in evolving our identity and our belief systems, is that we inevitably are on this evolutionary path to include more of ourselves in our experience. And that's kind of one of the reasons why I do really like keeping an organized space. And I also am quite chaotic and just leave things because I don't always honor the systems that I create. And one of the ways that we can create systems from our imaginary minds to create our lives as we want them, we need to also focus on the physical elements because we're wanting to experience them in the physical world. So structuring where our money goes, where our time goes, and then honoring them. It's the will inside to honor the structures that we've created. So I was going to do a time lapse, and I'm just like, am I actually going to come straight out of the garden? Because I was doing gardening at night, because it's like a half moon and there's polarity in that, and that's a lot of how I operate in life, is through the symbology in everything. And then it's like allowing the symbology to be there while you shift narratives on it. It's such a fun ride, like experiencing the 3D world through multiple lenses, and especially that spiritual lens, which helps to sort of give that piece of the perspectives that we're moving on, because inevitably we're going to justify whatever the heck we do. And it's like literally until we start acknowledging the power that we have in the tiniest minuscule details. It's the minuscule details that literally build our life. And it's like we give so much power away to the macro that we don't see where the power is on the micro. And that is literally where we can influence our lives the most, is on the micro, which is why, like, it's not just a clean I'm talking about, like, I've literally lived in a shed. It's not about the full physical presence of it. It's about how much of your spirit you're filling with this, the environment. And then it's not so much that you have to put a protection around you, but that this self-love, self-interest, it's almost like this innate desire to find safety, not just physical safety, but psychological safety and emotional safety. Am I on a soul level safe with this person, or are they going to try and impose their belief systems onto my nervous system, which might not align? And that's kind of part of the beautiful thing about this, is we are constantly in a motion of aligning. And it's like we won't always just fully, like, I can't say we won't always, because we definitely do move along the way, but to stay there is not the point. It's not fun just to reach a certain point and then what? And then what? Yeah, you're constantly happy, which is possible. And also, the happy gives a contrast. There's something about the element of contrast in this world that is delicious. If we're all the same, then we don't get to explore that sense of wonder. And it's almost the getting to know and the learning more and the unfolding that becomes the biggest element of joy. And we build the unfolding. Like, we are programming the unfolding by what it is we choose to do and why we choose to do it. They're all frequencies that we're tuning into. I could literally just go on. It just keeps on going on. This is my life. This is just my life. And I love it. And also, I'm going to put some music on and get started on there. I'll show you an after. Aston helped me put the deck in from Shechinah. This is moon water that I got on the 5th of November 2021. So much polarity that night, and I've been saving it as an essence. So much symbology went into creating it. I use it for alchemizing through polarity. It's beautiful.